Too many storms have passed.
What's going on, y'all? This is me, Ebony, coming to you. So my thing that I want to talk about today, or what I want to mention, is that um, when it comes to like your friends or so-called friends or people who you are surrounded by, just be careful about who is really in your small circle. It doesn't matter if you knew them for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter the length of time that you've known them. It what matters is content. So, one of my pet peeves with people is that, first of all, I want to say, and I'm not trying to say I'm a saint, and that I'm like the best as a friend, or like I'm the best person ever. But one of my qualities about me, in that that I'm kind of glad, or I'm actually am glad that God made me this way, is that if I was the type of person that gave you something, like money or a gift, or like if I brought you a house or I brought you a car, or helped you at some point in your life, like I would never hold it over your head, you know, uh, at any time. I'm not the type of person that if I give you something, I'll expect something in return as far as friendship. Now, business is different. Like when you have a business to run, that's different. You can't, look at your coworkers and your employees as friends, because that's not appropriate. But when it comes to like true friendship, people who, you can lean on, things like that, this is what I'm talking about. So if I was to ever give anybody anything, I would never be like, oh, okay, I'm going to give you this because I might need a favor from you later on in life. To me, people like that, they really irritate me, because we should want to give from our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should want to give people without expecting anything in return. You know what I'm saying? Like, give without expecting them to owe you. You know what I'm saying? And not even in a sense that, oh, I don't expect anything in return. Like, what irritates me about people, and that I've noticed it a lot, just in, traveling around the world, is that you have those people who either you give them and they feel like they owe you, so they try to please you, or they feel like they have to make it up to you. Like, don't do that. Like, if you want to pay somebody back for giving you something, then fine, pay them back. But never have that mentality that you're now a slave, or that you're somehow in bonded or indebted to them. Like, to me, I think that's not friendship. That's a business transaction. Like, if you're gonna give somebody something, give them something. Like, look at Oprah, look at Joyce Meyer, look at some of these people who have money. Like these basketball players and like movie stars and actors and things like that. Like, they give and they don't expect those people to give it back to them. Like, that's not their attitude. So when it comes to like so-called friends, like if you ever find yourself needing to borrow something, like even a car, like say your car breaks down and you need to borrow that car, or you need someone to help you out, if you don't want to get a rental car, or things like that, or whatever your situation may be. If they're holding it over your head, like, oh, remember that time when I helped you with this, now you have to help me with this, or if they come up to you and be like, hey, um, I need you to do this for me, because, remember when I helped you, with your car and stuff like that. Like, to me, that's not friendship. Like, I hate people who have that, oh, if I help you, like, you have to help me, or, you're indebted to me, or, if that person helps them, like, they're gonna, what I'm saying, like, they're gonna now attach themselves to them. So, like, when they need help, they're gonna rely on them, on purpose. And to me, that's a slave mentality. Like, that's not even friendship. Like, what happened to like friends who were just friends? Like, you weren't friends with them because you feel like they was gonna make it to the top, or you're not friends with them because you feel like they're gonna be famous one day, or because you have hidden motives. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to just pure friendship? Like, out of the kindness of your heart. Now, I know, we live in a corrupt world and things like that, but still, it's like, people are just so selfish, very selfish, very, very greedy, and it's just, that's just one of my pet peeves. It's like, if you help somebody, help them. Like, don't, if they say that they're gonna, or hey, even if you help somebody with something and they say, hey, thanks for helping me out. If you ever need something, holla at me. That's different, but don't make them feel obligated to help you because you helped them. Like, there's people who I've helped along the way and they'll probably never pay me back, but I don't care. Like, if you're gonna help somebody, help somebody. And don't tell the world, that you help somebody. Don't be like, oh, I helped them with this, or oh, look, I helped them with that, blah blah. Don't go back and tell people what you did. Like, that's not true help. Like, that's not, helping somebody out of the kindness of your heart, and that's not real friendship at all. Like, you should never feel like, what I'm saying, like you owe somebody, like you're obligated to pay somebody back. You know what I'm saying? Like, your friendship is not a business transaction, like, something like that. So, like, if you ever had to help somebody out one day and you tell them, oh, I'm helping you because I might need a favor one day, that's not really helping them out. And then that makes them not want to ask, you for help, because it's like, you're not indebted. Like, you're not a slave. You don't owe nobody because you helped them. I've seen this happen to someone, and my advice to them, I was like, what? That's stupid. Like, it makes no sense. And I'm like, I would hate to be that person, in that situation, but still, it's like is that, it's just messed up. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, if you have people around you that are like that, and I've never been the type of person that, likes to test people. There's people that like to test you, or like to test, your standards and things like that. I've never been a person like that, because I feel like God will, if you take your time and you pray about things, God will reveal, He will reveal who people are to you in due season. You don't always have to go prying and things like that, because there are times when you can sit up there and test people and they'll pass your test, but you still don't know nobody's heart. Like, they could sit up there and pass every check mark off your check, and like off your list, and they could, be the perfect person according to your list, but you still don't know their heart. That's up to the Holy Spirit to tell you who people are. So, if you're the type of person that likes to test people, sometimes that comes in handy, I guess, for people, but I'm a firm believer that, you can have standards. You don't always got to purposely, like, try to run people through the ground just to figure out who they are, because sometimes you don't always know who people are. It's up to God to tell you who they are. So, yeah, just be, like, be careful about who you're around, who's in your circle, who you think, is your friends, because you never know. Who people are, especially in your time of need or in your time of crisis, or if you're one of those people that are, standing in the background looking at, 2 or 3 of your other friends interact, and you're seeing how they are with each other, and you're seeing that one person's like, oh, now you owe me because I helped you out. If you see that person's like that, even though you're not in that situation, it's a red flag for you to be like, okay, that person's really not a friend. That person only helps people out in order to get something in return. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a friendship. That's a slaveship. Like, and nobody has time for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all hustling to the top and y'all trying to make something of yourselves and y'all helping each other out, that's all, gravy, if everybody's humble. Now, I could see if another person started getting hot-headed, thinking that they were all that, and then try to diss the other people that they came up with. You know what I'm saying? Then that's different. Like, that's like the person's not being humble. But at the same time, like, you can try to check them and try to put them in their place. But ultimately, that's really not up to you. That's not your job to keep them humble. Like, that's between them and God. If they want to get haughty and hot-headed, then let them be haughty and hot-headed. That's who they are. But, you know what I'm saying, keep your circle, I'm not saying keep your circle small, but just be careful of really who's in your circle. It doesn't matter if you know them 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years. it doesn't matter the years. It matters about the content, like who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then another thing that I want to mention that I've noticed, within like the last 3-4 years, if you're the type of person that you have a hard time trusting people, like, you're very private and whatnot, that's fine and dandy if you don't trust people and you don't want to open yourself up and get close to, people. But if somebody turns around and, say, hey, here's my number, let's hook up sometime, and you're the type of person that says, oh, I don't really get close to people because I have trust issues, fine. That's understandable. And if somebody does that to you, but yet you see them turn around and they're giving their number out to like a person like Tasha Cobbs or like, Kirk Franklin and things like that, it makes you wonder. It's like, do you really have trust issues? Because you don't know them. And I'm not trying to bash Tasha Cobbs or Kirk Franklin or anybody. I'm just using it as a metaphor. Like, you don't really know who they are. You don't know who, Tasha Cobbs is. You don't know who Kirk Franklin is. You don't know who Torrey Roberts is. You don't know Bishop T.D. Jakes. You don't know Paul White. Like, you don't know who these people are. Like, what if they're human too? What if they fail you at some point? You know what I'm saying? So it's for people who do stuff like that, I think that it's not really trust issues. I think that you have certain people that they only want to be connected with people at the top. They don't care about, to them what small people is. But yeah, if you have people like that around you, then keep it moving. Like, if they, start out their business and, you try to reach out to them and they tell you, oh no, I'm having trust issues, or I'm a very private person, I don't really open up to people like that. But yet you see them passing their number out to people who are famous, who yet they still don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know them. They have not grown up with these people. You know what I'm saying? So it makes you wonder, okay, is it really trust issues, or is it just that you don't want to deal with the people who you think that when you make it to the top, you're not going to be dealing with them anyway? And I understand, if you feel like God is telling you, no, don't connect with that person, or you feel like that person's vibe is not of God or whatever, stuff like that, that's different. But when you have genuine people who are trying to connect with you because they feel like they like your work, but you too bougie to sit up there and be lowly and meek and be like, hey, here's my number. Or, even if you have an assistant, like, here's my assistant number, if you want to get in contact with me, do so. But yet, when it comes to celebrities or people who are up there at the top, you handle your number out like, oh yeah, to me, I think that's mad fake. Like, people like that, they irritate me, like, for real. Like, it shouldn't matter a person's status, because you could be sitting up there bypassing a person who's going to be a billionaire one day, but yet you so focused on another person's status, they might outdo you one day, and then now look at you. You could have had a connection, but no. You know what I'm saying? Or they could have been put in your path for a reason, maybe for whatever God gave a reason, but yet, like I said before, God can give you an opportunity, and God can give you people around you who, extend their hand and say, hey, let me help you. But if you so caught on, oh, well, I'm going to use the fact that I've been hurt and that I'm a private person, to, just keep distance from people who I feel like is not going to be on my level, then that's all on you. You're blocking your blessing. I pray that I never become that person. I pray that I never become a person who, if someone says, hey, I think you're a cool person, let's, chit chat, I pray that I never diss them. And then as soon as I see like a celebrity and I'm trying to give my number out to them because I think that they have more value to me versus a person who I feel like is just regular, a normal person. Like, I pray that my heart never gets that callous, and I pray that my heart never gets that haughty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pray to always be like real and be honest and be open to people, not just open to like anybody, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta be careful about who you surround yourself with, because you can't be opening up your spirit to just any and everybody. What I'm saying is that I want to be somebody who's approachable, who's relatable, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna diss nobody just because they're not on my level. Now, if you gonna disrespect me or try to come at me sideways, then yeah, I'm gonna check you, and then I'm gonna keep it moving. But you know, I never want to be a person that's haughty and, you know, like just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never want to be that person to diss somebody because I feel like they're not on my level, or they're not going to be on my level in like 5 or 10 years. So what? So what? So what if you have friends who they'll never make it to the top to where you're at? Maybe they're gonna work at McDonald's. Maybe they're gonna be a manager at McDonald's. Maybe they're gonna be a CEO of McDonald's. It doesn't matter what their status is. I pray that God puts people in my life that are ordained to be in my life, and those who God does not want to have in my life, I pray that He removes them, because life is too short to be wasting. Like, don't nobody got time to be wasting, you know, wasting their precious time on people who does them no good. And it doesn't matter their status. Like, if they're ordained to be in your life by God, let them be ordained. Like, what if they're a stay-at-home mom with three kids and a husband, but you know y'all two are called to minister to each other because y'all both are Christians, and that's what God called. You know, He called y'all two to, you know, fellowship with each other for that season. So, and it's like you can't close the door on people because you feel like they're not a celebrity or they're not up there, you know what I'm saying, in life. Like, that's the fear of my pet peeves about people, you know, is when people feel like you owe them, or they're the type of person that if they every time they help somebody out, they're purposely looking for them to, you know, help them out because they, you know what I'm saying, they help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people who feel like every friendship they have is a slave ship, not a friendship. And, you know, the other person is the type of person that you hide behind the fact that you were hurt, you know, years ago, or even as a child. You know, you hide behind the fact that, you know, you don't want to get close to other people, but yet when it comes to celebrities and other type of people, you know, you're handing your number out like it's candy. It's not that you hurt, it's that you are, and it's not even that you're really being selective. You're being high-minded. You're being selfish. You're being, you know what I'm saying, haughty is what I call it. You know, so be real, be you, be humble, stay humble. Don't ever think that you too good for somebody. Don't ever think that somebody owe you because you helped them out, because I look at it this way. If God blesses me to be a blessing to other people, then thank God for that, because I would rather be a blessing to people and not want them to do something in return on purpose because I helped them, versus me be the one, you know what I'm saying, homeless on the street or something like that. Like, I'm glad that God blessed me to be a blessing to other people. You know, I would be glad if God, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, let His works be known to people, you know. But at the same time, it's like you need to be grounded, you need to be humbled, you need to be lowly. Like, don't ever, even if you make it to the top, like even Oprah and Gail have been friends for like a long time, and those are the type of friends that you need. You need people who've been with you on the come up, like people who knew when you didn't have nothing, like people, you know what I'm saying, who's gonna help keep you grounded and keep you humble in a God ordained way. You know what I'm saying? Not now. There's a difference between people trying to put you down, you know, as you're making it to the top. There's a difference. So you have those friends who are called to be in your life to keep you humble and to keep you grounded, you know, in a God given way. And then you also have those people who they hide behind the fact that they're trying to tell you that, oh, I'm just trying to tell you the truth, or oh, you know, I'm being very honest. You know, you have people whose words are venomous. You know, people who they hide behind that whole, oh, I'm being authentic, I'm being real, I'm being honest. No, you don't have to. You can be honest and not be rude. You can be authentic and not be a butthole. you can be real and relatable. You don't have to be, that fake real. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's people who say they keep it real, but they really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need those people in your life who every time you try to climb a step, they're trying to pull you down, and they hide behind, oh, I'm just trying to keep you humble. No, there's a difference. There's a difference between people who are pulling you down, people who are not helping you be your best. If they're not helping you to be your best, then you don't need to be around those people either. So just pray for divine connections. Pray that God fixes your heart, because you can be that, you can be the person, like you could be the person that's not humble. You could be the person that's doing the hurting. You could be the person that's doing the slave ship friendship thing. You can be the person on the opposite end of, you can be the person that I'm discussing. If you find yourself in those shoes, like, if you're that person, pray that God humbles your heart. Pray that he does a work in you to where you're not that type of person that people don't ever want to approach you. People don't want to be your friend. People don't even want to open up to you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be that girl or that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask God to show you who you are, and ask him to show you why you are that way, so you can have an understanding. Now, mind you, God may not always give you understanding of everything, because he's God, he's divine. He don't have to tell us anything if he doesn't want to, but he does. So pray that God shows you your heart. Pray that he shows you who you are. Pray that he shows you your scars and why you gotten some of those scars and how you can be healed, because let me tell you, it is no fun being a bitter, mean person who hides behind the venomous words of, oh, I'm trying to be humble. Oh, I'm just trying to keep you humble. Oh, I'm just trying to be honest. But in fact, you're rude. You're mean, and you have a way about your words. So, God answers prayers. He does. You can be 40 years old. You can be 45. You can be 60. You can be 78 years old, and you could be one of those people who say that, oh, he's a mean old man or she's a mean old woman. God, as long as you're breathing and God is putting breath and life in the body that you are in, it's never too late to change. It is never too late to change. So be blessed on this Sunday, and, stay humble, and just know that God answers prayers. So peace out.